Hey guys, I've been doing some thinking this week, and honestly, through all of the classes and the relationships and dealing with personal stuff, it's been really painful. Some really painful shifts in my life right now, which I'm sure that you're going through as well. Um, I'm sure that all of us are going through that. I mean, ideally, having painful shifts in your life means that good things are happening, that you are becoming sore and you're just going to be a lot stronger after that. Um, but the other night, I was doing, some looking back into my life and thinking about who I was and kind of the reflection of that. I've been flooded with this idea of having positive toxicity, of like being overly positive, right? Like you need to repeat affirmations and manifest this and do that and practice self care. You need to love yourself and accept yourself and see yourself as this and that. And like, I I can't do any of that when I feel like I'm not who I want to be and things are not working out the way that I had intended for them to. My relationships are not going the way that I had intended them to. Um, I just can't do any of that right now. Like it seriously feels like I'm backhanding myself when I'm trying to give myself these expectations, but I'm knowing that I'm not there, or that I can't conquer that type of feeling, or really the unrealistic ideals I have for myself. The question is, what happens when you look in a mirror and you don't like what you see? What happens when the person looking back at you is someone that you can't feel like you can love and respect and uphold, and someone that you appreciate? If the goal is always liking yourself, the instant that you mess up, you can no longer like yourself, because giving yourself this goalpost and not being able to achieve it is the thing that's going to pull you away from the ideals that you have, which again, having an unrealistic goal is never going to build you up. It's just going to stress you out and break you down. So today I wanted to talk about the antidote to that exhausting cycle. Because when you're trying to like every single version of yourself, it becomes really, really exhausting to have to continually accept that and to change that when maybe right now it's not the version of yourself that you're going to love or truly like. When I'm going through something, I love to visualize it in the way that I'm trying to think about it. I had a friend who had kind of talked to me about um, turning your mind into a courtroom and letting all your emotions sit at the table and letting them all speak. And there's this one emotion of self-hatred or non-acceptance that sits there and is constantly asking, did you study enough? Did you say something wrong? Did you put enough effort in? Are you being a good friend? Are you pretty enough? Are you smart enough? Are you this? Are you that? Why aren't you trying harder? Why aren't you doing more? The question is that, is saying yes to all of that going to be enough to justify loving yourself, or to finally accept that you can love yourself and that you can be accepted by yourself if you're constantly trying to put yourself down in this court where you can't win? When it comes to the sentencing that you get to, it's self-criticism. It's ripping yourself apart when there's nobody else around that's trying to do that to you. It makes liking yourself become something conditional, something that you don't earn unless you work towards it, and only on the conditions that you've set for yourself that you know you cannot reach. It's quite literally giving yourself a grade on your performance. And your life isn't a performance. You're here to learn, to grow. Yes, it feels like we're being tested, but you're not here to get a grade. When you're hyperfixating and focusing on your flaws, you will never be able to change anything about yourself. It's a spiral. That's why there needs to be an antidote to this hyper self-criticism and self-hatred. So then what is the antidote? The only true antidote that can come from it is self-acceptance. Liking yourself isn't the answer. Liking yourself is looking at yourself and saying, well, I did everything right today, or I worked hard enough today, or people liked me enough today that I like myself too. But self-acceptance says I am human and I'm going through a hard time. And my values are non-negotiable even when I'm falling apart and even when I'm not doing my very best. If somebody that you loved and trusted came to you with a problem, seeking for a solution, would you ask them if they've done everything right? Ask them if they've met the markers for the day and if they're allowed to be sad or be upset since they didn't do enough? You'd never look at her and say, I don't like you today because you didn't do these things, or I don't accept you today because you're falling short in your relationships and the way that you act. The beautiful thing about it is we can mirror our own self-relationships off of the loving relationships that we have with other people. You would never tell that friend that she was a disgrace or that she didn't do enough or that she's not measuring up to what she needs to be. You would sit down and listen to her, you would take it in, and you would hug her, and you would appreciate her and tell her how much, she's accomplishing and she's doing. You would never be condescending in the same way that you would speak to yourself. I think the best way of shifting the questions that we have for ourselves is more of, how do I feel about myself right now? And how do I support myself through this right now? You can be always actively asking yourself questions, because that's what we're doing, is we're leveling up to the field that we're on, but to ask ourselves the right questions. I'm still figuring this out. I'm still really, really struggling and trying as hard as I might to get somewhere with it. But these are the 3 things that I'm going to be doing this week so that I can work on it better and get through kind of this rut that I'm in right now, because I'm really struggling. First, I'm going to be dropping the grading system that I have on myself. When I'm having a bad day or a sad moment, I'm going to stop asking myself what is wrong with me, and I'm going to start asking myself, what do I need right now? How can I support myself and be a safe shelter for the things that I'm going through, instead of judging myself for things that I can't compete with or I can't keep up with? Second, I'm going to remind myself that I'm human and this happens, and this is how everybody is experiencing life. I had a really unique feeling in the car the other night when I was thinking about all the people that I had scrolled on Instagram, and everyone's getting married and everyone's happy and everyone has amazing relationships and everyone is going on these vacations and doing these things, and everything looks so perfect for everybody else but me. And although, that's a fraction of the truth, that doesn't matter. Whatever narrative that they're spreading online, I know that we're all having a similar human experience that can't be negated. And the other night I realized that nothing is real that you see online, not even this video. Like, I may look calm and collected right now, but most of the time I'm either crying or trying to sort things out or writing things down to try and fix the problems that I'm facing. And it's not true, and I'm still solving it and I'm still figuring it out. And I don't know everything, but I do know that I want to try. And the third thing I'm going to be doing is trying to work on my internal dialogue. Literally talking to myself as if I'm my own friend. Respecting myself, loving myself as somebody that I care about, not the person that I have to build up or break down. I think respecting yourself and giving yourself space, that when things get heavy, you just take a second, you breathe in, and you tell yourself that it's really heavy right now, but it can be okay. Respecting yourself as somebody that you see outside of yourself as somebody that you can love. You don't have to like every single ounce of yourself or every single version of yourself in order to deserve a good life and to deserve peace. I think peace of mind is one of the greatest things that we can try and work forward to, because it helps us to be able to help others. And so nothing you do negates that fact. Nothing that you could possibly do stops you from being deserving of having calmness, tranquility in your life, and to be able to trip and fall and get back up. If you're going through it right now, just like I am, give yourself permission to try a different way, to give up on the courtroom in your mind and to give up on all the negative thoughts that come and go. Get rid of the tests, get rid of the grades, get rid of the score. You're not trying to achieve something, you're trying to grow from something. The antidote isn't finding a way to love yourself, it's finding a way to accept where you are and where you want to go. And by working towards that without any of that negative self-talk. There's not a single reason that you need in order to accept yourself. You just being here and you just trying and you just being here is a reason to accept yourself. Sorry if I'm a little bit more monotone today. I have been very emotional and I'm trying to kind of still sort through some of my thoughts and a lot of the things going on in my life right now. But let me know in the comments down below if you are going through a similar experience, if you'd like me to talk about anything else. I'd love to hear. I got a comment on my last video and I kid you not, I'm gonna cry if I talk about it right now. It means a lot to me to know that people might be watching this and feeling a similar way or connecting with it or maybe not resonating with it and then feeling good about that. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have a good day and a good week, and let me know how you're doing. And I will see you guys in the next one, hopefully very soon, if I can keep up on this. So